Yeah, so there's a lot of rituals in the oldest house. That's how it kind of functions. And the agents of the Bureau have learned 4 times. And then she transported herself to this motel-like area to pass through to a different side of the oldest house.
So are we learning more rituals as the game progresses? Is that like an upgrade and unlockable thing?
That is kind of, well, Jessie has always had this kind of like natural proclivity for understanding how these things work.
Yeah.
So yeah, she will be discovering more stuff as the game goes on, yeah.
As a character, because obviously there is combat, are
Yeah.
there things to unlock and upgrade as we go? We've got the gun, obviously, but
You've
as
got the
her?
gun, you've got the abilities.
Abilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she doesn't get all of them, obviously, at the start, because the game wouldn't be fun if you're just seriously OP
Yeah.
from the start. No. She unlocks new abilities using these dangerous items that the Bureau collects, and they're called objects of power, right?
Okay. Aptly named.
And they can be anything that's mundane enough and like in the collective consciousness enough that it has a certain amount of power.
Right. Okay. Are we going to see any, do you reckon?
To be here, I have.
Maybe. Does see any in this demo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, now I think I remember seeing this with you. This
Yeah.
is one of the abilities we're about
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, so like we said, open-ended sandbox, and also
So there's a door down there.
there's a door down there, and there's going to be a door. Oh.
Okay. Oh, there's lots of doors.
There's lots of doors, and they're not all accessible at the start, right? Because as Jessie doesn't start out with all of these abilities, so she can't access some of the parts of the
Right.
oldest house. And as she finds objects of power, she unlocks new abilities, and she's able to access those new areas. We're a little bit influenced by Metroidvania in that respect.
Oh.
Yep.
I think it's a good way of doing it, because the game is there then, but you don't want someone running into something that's above the level or out of sync with the story, and it just helps there be a progression
Jessie?
and an unlock.
Yeah.
Any news?
I'm detecting an anomaly. Abnormal energy fluctuations from cell 715 on the
Now,
panopticons
I'm
at the
understanding
level.
that there's more
It's
than just the
escalating.
main story,
You
right?
should
There are
hurry.
side quests.
On my
and
way.
Yeah, there are
stuff
side
too.
quests, yeah. So there are several allies that Jessie talks to in the oldest house that help her out depending on the different areas of the oldest house that she is in. And there are also people along the way. So it's not just people who have been taken over by the hiss, it's not just enemies. There are still like actual people there that she can help. And you can try to help them, you can try to come back for them later, or you can be a mean person and ignore them.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
No,
You
I
guys have made
can't.
it quite visceral. I think I've seen before. If you leaving someone behind is not pleasant. Oh yeah, look. So I guess if you didn't have that ability, you just wouldn't.
You wouldn't be able to do
So
this,
that.
yeah.
Now we're obviously, because the game is still in development, we're seeing this without a HUD.
Yes.
Are you guys going to try and keep things minimal, because the game is so beautiful?
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to try, again, this is still in development, but we are going to hopefully try and get things minimal. There's not going to be like waypoints and stuff like that. It's, there's a lot of mystery, right? And we want people
Yeah.
to find things out by themselves with not a lot of help from UI and stuff like that, because the point of the game is the mystery and uncovering the secrets, not following a waypoint from Ecstasy.
That looks good.
That's new.
That looks scary. I think that looks good.
Not really, no. That looks absolutely terrifying.
I'm terrified by that every time.
I'm quite glad there's not like the sounds. We've not got like a scary jump sound, so I don't think I do very well. Right, so where are we headed?
These are altered items. Objects that are
We are
abnormal
headed.
I know where this
Yep. This is possibly the thing that people have been talking about the most since the demo came out. This is the man in the fridge,
Yes.
which is also my favorite part of the demo, to be honest.
Yeah. So obviously it's still living. The world of people is still here. Some are trapped, and it's just this guy and his fridge.
Yeah. He has to watch the fridge, or else something very, very bad will happen. And since there's been this whole crisis, he's been left behind.
Hey,
So
And
he's
he's
got to
stuck.
stay watching the fridge.
Yeah.
Can we help him?
You can, but you don't have to. This is an example of a side mission.
Are
So
we gonna help him?
no.
Okay. Great.
Are you here to take over?
I think you can even hear him as we sort of walk away.
I'm
He'll be like,
sorry.
Wait! Don't leave me here!
There's an emergency. I'll come back. I
Will we be able
promise.
to? Will we be able to go back and find him later?
Yes, yes, we will. We will be able to go back.
So, in terms of difficulty, you guys have always made very story-driven
Yeah.
games. If people do want to really just go for the story, will there be sort of difficulty levels? So you can just knock it down, enjoy the story, or go in for that challenge on a higher difficulty.
It's really too early to talk about difficulty levels, but there will be. We're trying to balance the game out so that both people who want the like the hardcore gameplay experience can have a good experience, and also people like me who primarily play it for the story. But we are not going to we're not going to be holding your hand through it.
Good. Good. What are these things? When are they flying?
They're called drifters, and they drift.
Great.
And they chuck stuff at you. Yeah. And you can also throw a fire extinguisher at them and some of those boxes. You can blow up a fire extinguisher and have it explode. There's also a bunch of forklifts around the levels, which I think they're very fun to just pick up and throw because you really, really feel the weight when you pick them up.
I suppose that's important when you want telekinesis to be a key element of the game.
Yeah.
You have to program it so it feels like you're throwing things of weight.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
significant.
And a different object, depending what you pick up, feels different. Like when you pick up a metal sheet, it's lighter and it moves faster. And when you pick up a forklift, it's a bit heavy.
Will you be able to pick up something as heavy as a forklift from the beginning, or is that something you upgrade?
That's a good question. I don't think I can answer that.
Yeah, I mean, like you keep saying, we are still early in
Yeah.
development. A lot of this is still being decided and how
Yeah.
it feels and plays. I don't like those bodies. They make me very uncomfortable.
Oh, this is one of my favorite scenes because it's so striking and it's so creepy.
Striking is a very, very good word for it. Because if you just took the bodies out, it would just be what happened here. But with
Yeah.
the bodies there, it's...
And now we're reaching the point that hasn't been shown to the public before.
So everybody who's watching this now, this is the first time that this piece of gameplay is ever being shown. Visually, that's unreal.
I know, right? That you're gonna see in a bit. No spoilers. I also love the way that she levitates because it kind of feels like swimming almost. It doesn't feel like she's quite got the hang of it, which I really like. So remember the chief of security, Rooney, that we were
Yeah.
looking for? That's him.
Okay, doesn't look like how I imagined him to look.
No, let's just say he's not well anymore.
Probably can't be saved.
No, definitely not. And this is going to be another example of how creative you can get with your abilities and the gun and the environment, because like I said, everything reacts to stuff happening. Like when he hits the pillar breaks. When you pick something up, it spins and rotates. while this is a pretty powerful enemy and takes a lot of hits to bring him down, this isn't technically a boss battle. There are going to be much more challenging enemies
This isn't
in the game.
technically a boss
This
battle.
isn't technically a boss battle. This is just a slightly more powerful enemy that you'll find. There are going to be, Holly, if you knew what kind of enemies we have that are actual bosses,
I'd be worried.
yeah, you would be very worried.
That's just a nice little mid-boss.
I walk the path between static lines. I have the control.
That's the Black Pyramid.
I mean,